So a bit of sad news. Sam Simon, a man responsible, he's credited as the co-creator and developer of The Simpsons, passed away yesterday at the age of 59, which is surprisingly young.
It's really, really young,
considering the show is 26 years old. So that obviously that's tragic. So I thought we would talk about our favorite Simpsons episodes. And you got any particular ones that you always loved? Nadine, go ahead.
Oh, mine says, do you know the one where Homer and Ned go to Vegas and get married to the two guys? They get really drunk and get married.
Why
I love that
why
episode.
Why is that one of your favorite ones?
I don't know. I remember being younger and always been really excited when that one came on because I just think it's so funny. And it's just because it's Homer. I love when Homer and Ned had their episodes together. They just hated each other. He hated him so much, and Ned was like, "No, you're gonna like me." It's not like me. You're like, I don't care. You're gonna like me. I'm gonna make you like me. And it was just such an un-Ned thing to do. And I was still at the buffet when Ned's like doing the normal panic reaction, and Homer's just like, move out of my way. I'm trying to eat my food here. And he's just like so like, it'll be fine. It doesn't count. It's fine.
And what about? I love the monorail.
The monorail's
good. Monorail. Mono.
Right.
I love that, especially like they arrive, like Marge finds the scientist, and then they drive back to Springfield, and then they arrive, and the monorail's like flying about, and they're like, damn, we missed it. He's like, well, I shouldn't have got that haircut. Sorry about that. No, I love that episode. It's like you need to find some sort of anchor. And then he just looks over at Bart, and then Bart just turns into an anchor, and he's like, keep thinking, Dad. It's just so many elements of that episode are perfect. Like Leonard Nimoy on the train. And he's like, when the sun goes out, stars shall shine. And the guy's just sitting next to him. He's like, anybody want to switch? What about you, Dana?
I'm thinking of the one where Joe or Homer as a child put his crayon up his nose, and that makes him stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
the episode where he gets a tuck out, where he becomes a genius.
Yeah.
I like that one because a lot of maths jokes.
Yeah, I think
so many maths jokes.
The Simpsons are undeniably like heartwarming and human.
They are.
I love the Simpsons.
Like even that 3D episode, do you know?
Yeah.
That has more
math.
I'm surprised you didn't mention it because that has maths equations everywhere.
That's only like.
That's Treehouse of Horrors, isn't it?
No,
I loved all
but
them.
No, but in that particular episode I'm talking about, he shows an example that supposedly disproves, what was it, Fermat's last theorem.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Fermat
must be so mad.
Our minds are being blown at the moment.
He has these list of equations and he writes them on the blackboard, and it's just like, I know what they mean. That's really clever. They're all wrong, but they're really clever.
Yeah, no, they're always the writers.
They're all approximations, but they're not.
Yeah, a good majority of the writers are mathematicians. Yep. So
as our lovely Miss Kearns told us last year.
Yeah, so a lot of the there's a lot of mathematical jokes like you don't realize all over the place.
Suppose some baseball game there was narcissistic numbers. There was all sorts of crack. Great fun. Them narcissistic numbers.
I always loved the episodes with Sideshow Bob.
Oh,
I love
yes,
Sideshow Bob. The one where he tried to run for mayor.
Oh yeah, and he's like, and Sideshow Bob has won. Look how happy he is, and he's like, he can't contain his excitement. I love that. What do you think of the later seasons? Like people are always like,
didn't watch them.
It got really, really, really bad and just continues in the downslope.
Bits I've watched the later series. They're not awful. Some of them are quite good, but they're not.
Dano, stop it!
I'm eating a sweet. Go away.
I don't even have to see what you're doing, Dano.
Do you like a sweet?
No, I can just hear what you're doing. Anyways,
sorry, Mark.
What?
I like the older episodes. I think were just so classic. It must get harder for them to come up with new ideas all the time. But I don't think they're awful. I just think I don't know.
I feel like
if you grow up, I don't think they're as good as you remember them.
I feel like considering its age, well, that's one of the minor considerations. It's better than Family Guy.
Yeah,
like Family Guy is a bit repetitive.
Family Guy is in season 13, and it went downhill from about season 7.
It's just like same kind of jokes all over again, like Peter being stupid.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Well, this Family Guy got it right at the start. Peter was he was stupid, but he had a heart, And in the first, if you watch the first season of Family Guy, everything that he does, like he learns a lesson, and like he apologizes and he learns something new, and you'll see there's a human side to him as well.
There's development of the character.
However, as seasons went on, he just got stupider. Whereas, it was defined throughout the next seasons of The Simpsons that Homer was quite stupid. He never lost his heart, which I always loved. And there is a season 23 episode which I saw when it came out called Holidays of Future Past, and it was one of those episodes that is set in the future. And I remember watching it, and I'm like, it's a funny episode, like it's a solid funny episode, but it's one of the more emotional Simpsons episodes that I've seen. And I remember watching it and just being like, whoa, I mean, whoa. I was like, that is deemed for classic status, because it's the Simpsons. It's essentially about Bart has kids, Lisa has kids, but they're both struggling to nurture, like to raise them. And there's a scene where they're in the tree house, and the tree house is all old and dirty, and they're in their like 20s and 30s, and they're just sitting there and they're drinking a bottle of wine, and then they just turn to each other and they're like, we get it. We get why Homer acted the way he did, or we get why Mom Marge acted the way she did, and they just like, and they get drunk and they just have this conversation together, and it's like, it's just so flipping good. And it's also like Homer becomes like the best
Oscar.
And Homer becomes the best grandparent to Bart's kids, and he becomes like their idol. He becomes their idol, and it's just really well done.
I'm gonna go watch it now.
Yeah,
Netflix.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like, the first 8 seasons of The Simpsons are unbeatable. They're just the best thing ever. I mean, if they're on TV, I will still watch them.
100%.
Yeah, but they're going, like, they're trying new things. Like the past 2 seasons, the new seasons, they've tried new things, and I really like them. Like, did anyone see the Lego episode?
No.
It was an entire Simpsons episode with Lego.
Was it stop motion or?
It was like CGI. It was like the Lego movie. Right. Yeah. It works really well. It's a really good story. And then they did the Simpsons Futurama crossover. And
love Futurama so much. I've seen every episode. Yeah,
and then they did the recent episode where the Simpsons went to Rigel 7, which is the home planet of Kang Kodos.
Yes.
Yep. And then the newest Christmas episode is Glass. I've been keeping track of the Simpsons for the past couple of years, because I want to, rather than people who don't watch it and say, oh, it's rubbish, but don't watch it, I was like, okay, I'm going to just judge it. So like season 12 to 19 were awful. Everyone knows that. But then from 20, it just kind of went, okay, let's just have fun. And they're having fun. And I encourage everyone just to go back and watch The Simpsons, because I feel like they're getting back on track.
I love The Simpsons movie.
Oh,
I love The Simpsons movie. It is literally one of my favourite movies. I'll sit down one. I never get tired of it. It's just so funny.
Yeah. Can I just have a little story?
Yeah.
In 2007, I had no internet.
Oh.
I lived in the Stone Age. This is before we ever got internet.
I know that feel, bro.
I never saw a trailer for The Simpsons movie. I never saw a TV advertisement for The Simpsons movie. All I ever saw was a poster which showed the Simpsons house on fire. And I went, oh, this is going to be good. Well, I hope it's going to be good. And then I went to see the film, and I knew nothing about the film. Everything took me by surprise. The mob, Alaska, the bike, everything. And I remember just coming out and being like, there is no way in which one could have improved that film.
No.
I was coming out, I was like, if there was going to be a Simpsons movie, that was the way to do it. Yeah. Because it just brought back everything that was perfect about Simpsons. And essentially, I remember my parents saw it with me, and they were like, I didn't really like Homer in the film. I was like, he keeps doing these bad things. But I feel like the film is a test. It's like, you've known Homer for 18 years, so how far can he go before we actually turn around and be like, okay, he's a real Richard head.
Richard, yes, it's a proper door.
He redeems himself,
and he goes as far as he goes really far, and he redeems himself. And he just brings himself back, because that's the character of Homer. He's able to bring himself back from anything.
Yeah.
So
bounce back.
Yes. Bounce back. I really liked this conversation.
That was nice.
So I'm gonna play us off. So any other episodes you just want to throw in there?
I always loved the one where it's a Sideshow Bob one again, but it's where they brought his brother in, and I always thought it was really funny because it was the two brothers, obviously the two from Frasier. It was Kelsey Grammer and
David Hyde Pierce.
David Hyde Pierce. And I just thought I was like, oh, because I love Frasier too, and I was like, these guys.
Oh, these guys.
Then there's another one where they bring the dad in. They bring oh my god, I can't remember the guys that act in Frasier, but the guy that plays their dad in Frasier. There's another one where they have him as their dad in it, and I was just like,
that's brilliant.
It's so good.
Oh.